Hey there, I just needed to spend a few minutes talking about the government shutdown. Um, this is one of those kind of things that really incenses me because it goes back to everything I always talk about when it comes to leadership. In this case, lack of leadership. You you have you have two parties that can't even talk to each other. Um, you have idiots in Congress that um, can't figure out how to keep the government running, um, can't figure out a way to compromise. And in the meantime, you have a lot of people that are going without paychecks. Granted, the federal government is bloated. I get that. And there should be continuous looking at where they can cut meaningfully without hurting essential programs, but cutting the fat out of federal programs. I get that. But you have people that they need those paychecks to buy their groceries, to put gas in their car. Federal employees, right? And guess who's still getting paid? People in Congress. They're still getting paid. I think that's ridiculous. I think that is the most ridiculous thing, and a lot of people don't realize that. Those idiots in Congress are still getting paid while they can't fund the government. Now, they're supposed to be representatives of the people. Now, true leadership would be that if they decided that they were going to shut down the government, they don't get paid. They don't take a salary. But I haven't heard of one congressperson or one senator who has come out and said, hey, I'm not going to take my salary until this is resolved. Nah, they're not going to do that. They're going to continue to get paid. To me, that's total lack of leadership, right? You know, the whole adage that the military talks about, that as an officer, your troops eat and then you eat, they sleep and you sleep. That doesn't work here on Capitol Hill, right? They are not leaders. Whether it's Chuck Schumer or John Thune on the Republican side, or or their counterparts in the House. It's actually maddening to me. If you want to resolve the problem, you have to compromise. Each side has to compromise on something. But since they're not willing to compromise, we're going into week 2 or 3 of the shutdown, and it's ridiculous. And it happens like on a yearly basis too, right? Where they know that they've got to make a budget, and every year there's got to be a stopgap measure because they can't figure out a budget. I mean, no business could ever run this way. Businesses would go bankrupt if they ran their operations the way stupid Congress does. So it's just this is if there's any silver lining for you people that are wanting to learn leadership and grow your leadership acumen, take a look at what's going on now and do exactly the opposite of what these fools in Congress are doing, because they are showing their true colors. I even heard, and I think it's true, that there were some Democrats that about a week or so ago took a trip to Napa, some kind of retreat, and this is after the government shutdown. Now, supposedly the Republicans said that they were going to do it, but they canceled it. I don't know if any of that's true, but if it was true, talk about tone deaf. And where, in the middle of government shutdown, even though this had been planned, maybe well in advance of the government shutdown, you don't go to Napa. And hopefully it's not on the government dime. Hopefully we didn't pay for it, for a retreat, for the strategic retreat. I suspect it was. I suspect they didn't pay their own way. I hope they did. But you don't go in the middle of a government shutdown when people aren't getting their paychecks, and you're going to hang out for a weekend at a luxury resort and go wine tasting as a legislator. Again, tone deaf. And then they'll come back when they get to Washington and talk about how they're doing everything for the people, and it's always for the people. I hate when they talk about people, because they don't care about the people. They care about getting reelected. They care about their base, their donors. That's all they care about. We know that. There are very few leaders left. Maybe John Fetterman, on the Democrat from, I think, Pennsylvania, who has come out against his own party, saying that, hey, we need to cut this crap out and let's get these people back to work and end the government shutdown. But he's about the only one I've heard, and I give him credit for it, because he actually is thinking more about the people than himself, or his reelection, or pleasing his party superiors. That I think is leadership. Anyway, that's what I had for you today. I'd like to hear what you have to say about it. But in my opinion, every member of Congress should forego their salaries until this is resolved. I guarantee you, if they weren't getting paid, this stuff would have been handled a long time ago. Do you agree?